Welcome to another episode of the Podcast Profits Unleashed podcast, the show where we empower coaches and experts to use podcasting as a powerful tool for driving sales and growing your business. I'm your host, Karen Roberts, and today I'm going to be diving into a topic that could revolutionize the way you market your podcast, attraction marketing. But first, let me take you back to a time where I was struggling with this concept because I misunderstood it. When I launched my podcast, I honestly thought that all I needed to do was to upload the audio and promote it on Facebook or LinkedIn and maybe send an email out to my list announcing that the podcast has aired. Now, although it was somewhere to start, and that is what many podcasters do, but it really isn't enough. There are two ways to promote your podcast. You can do paid advertising if you choose to, or you can use attraction marketing. But what is attraction marketing? A lot of podcasters put all their time and energy and effort into creating the episode, whether that's finding the right guest, prepping them, or creating the content that's going to go out on the episode, record it, edit it, upload it, and then quite often that's where it ends. But build it and they will come just doesn't cut it. You might get some downloads, but it's all about putting it out there continuously because people aren't going to click on it the first time they see a post about it. When I started, I'd be happy if I got 30 downloads per episode. However, I certainly wasn't getting an ROI for all that energy and time spent creating it. My email list was barely growing. And worst of all, my actual coaching business that I had on the back of it really wasn't seeing the boost that I'd hoped for. It was very frustrating. I thought I was doing everything by the book by posting it, but one post a week really isn't enough. And I didn't want to invest in paid ads. I felt drained emotionally and financially, right? Because I wasn't getting clients in the back door. And I really had to question whether podcasting was even worth it. I thought attraction marketing was all about just putting content out there and really hoping that people would come. I thought it was a way to draw my ideal audience to me rather than me chasing them. But I had to dive a little bit deeper. I spent a long time learning about attraction marketing. I've invested in courses, in masterminds. I've attended webinars, and I realized that maybe I'd been focusing on not putting the right content out. Your podcast is just one piece of the puzzle. It's one part of your whole ecosystem. I needed to connect with my audience's deepest needs and desires. And it's then that I made a crucial shift. And I started creating content that resonated with my audience's pain points, their fears, and their aspirations. So I focus on providing value first without having any expectation of immediate return. And I began to see my podcast as a magnet to attract the right people by offering solutions to their problems. So for the first 200 episodes, I had only been the host, interviewing other coaches and consultants and putting them up there first. It was only once I started after episode 200, incorporating some solo episodes where I got to show up and serve the audience. I also had to look at my whole social media strategy and what type of content I was putting out there on a daily basis. It needed to be crystal clear to the listener, to my followers, what exactly I did, and create content daily that builds on the know, the trust, and encouraging people to buy. I realized that if I was never actually asking for the sale, why would people actually come to me? And this is what I think a lot of people avoid because they don't want to appear salesy or anything. But if you don't ask for it, then you're never going to get it. So, how do you use attraction marketing in your podcast? So, let's go into the nuts and bolts of how you can implement attraction marketing in your podcast and your whole ecosystem to drive sales and grow your business. Number one, understand your ideal listener. You need to have a deep understanding of who your ideal listener is and what are their biggest pain points. What is it that keeps them up at night? What solutions are they desperately seeking? Create detailed listener personas if you haven't already. This is going to help you create your content to address their specific needs. Number two, provide value without expectation. So shift your mindset from selling to serving. This is the beauty of a podcast because you're not trying to sell anything. You're focusing on delivering immense value in each episode. Share actionable tips, strategies, and insights that your audience can implement immediately. So when you serve first, you're going to build on the trust and authority that naturally attracts people to your coaching services. Share your stories. Number three, people connect with stories, not sales pitches. This is what you can do with every single episode. Share your personal journey and your experience, especially those that are related to the challenges that your audience faces. And be authentic and transparent about your struggles and how you overcame them. This will build a deeper connection and makes you more relatable. Number four, create a clear call to action. This can be different each episode. So rather than focusing on just providing value, you can still guide the listener to the next logical step for them to take if they want to dive deeper. Now, nobody wants to download a free resource or read an ebook or just join your email list or book a call. Make sure that your call to action is clear, it's compelling, and it's aligned with the value that you provide. Ideally, more of an immersive experience so that they get to experience what it could look like working with you. Now, podcast listeners, the one thing you know about them is that they're already consuming audio content. This could be a collection of podcast episodes solving a particular pain point, or it could be a short video series. Try to avoid inviting them to a long webinar. You can either break down the webinar into small bite-sized chunks so that it's down to the listener whether they actually binge watch or binge listen to it, rather than having them to sit through a 60-minute or 90-minute webinar. Throughout your episodes, you could also, number five, is leverage social proof, share testimonials or interview clients, share success stories and case studies so that your podcast listener will benefit from their advice. Social proof reinforces that your method works, and that will attract others who want similar results. So you can use those 5 points for all of your episodes. Number one, understand them first, who your ideal listener is, so that you can come up with specific pain points to cover with your solo episode. Number two, realize that you're there to provide value without any expectation. You're not trying to sell anything on your podcast episode. Number three, don't be afraid to share your unique, authentic story. Number four, yes, you still want to have a clear call to action at the end of each episode, but again, it's not trying to sell anything. It's just an invitation for them to experience what it will be like working with you and have the opportunity to share social proof. Now, when it comes to promoting on your whole social media, then you can be providing content every single day. And I would say there are 4 types of posts to think about. Don't be afraid to put out what it is you're offering. This can be different to what you're doing on your podcast because you're not trying to sell anything there. But on social media, put out an offer. Let people know what is your core offer and do that every single day. Forget about engagement. You're not going to get many likes or comments when you're putting out an offer. But if people are listening to your podcast and they're following you on social media, at least they have a clear understanding of what it is you do. What is the end result that you're offering people? So your social media strategy can look like this. Number one, just add a story. Simply put out there, what are you doing that day? Doesn't have to be anything in particular, doesn't have to be anything massive. It's just for a chance for your followers to get to know you. Don't add a call to action, no offer, just simply what you're doing. Number two, every day, how to build on the like factor. You can use a video there. You have the content available from your podcast. So add a short snippet from your latest episode. That is going to build on but it's also going to help grow your listeners and downloads on your podcast. Number three, the social proof for the trust. Take a screenshot of your latest podcast review, or maybe you've got a testimonial or a recommendation on LinkedIn. Just take a screenshot and put it up there and thank the person if you're connected with them. Tag them in on a post. And number four, what is the clear call to action? Maybe you have a low ticket offer. Maybe it's $99, £99, whatever it is. Put it out there every single day. If you have a higher ticket offer, do it a couple of times a week. So it's crystal clear, because not everybody that's following you is going to see every single post that you post every day, because the algorithm doesn't allow it. Your reach might not be that much per post, but at least if you're doing these 4 types of posts every single day over the period of a month, your followers will get to see a few of these and get a clear understanding of what it is you do, the podcast that you host, and what your actual offer is. This is what true attraction marketing is, because when it's the right time for them, they will come into your world. Now, you might be thinking, ugh, can I really do this? Seems like it's so much work. And can I actually attract clients just by sharing my knowledge and experience on a podcast? Look, I had the same doubts. I remember thinking, why would anybody listen to me when there are so many experts out there? But you know what? I had a breakthrough moment. I realized that my unique voice, my story, and my perspective were what made me different. There might be hundreds of other podcast launch strategists out there, but none of them had my exact experience. So I decided to own my story and trust that the right people for me, those that resonate with my message, would find me. And they do. Slowly but surely, my audience began to grow. My email list grew. And I started attracting clients that weren't just interested in my service, but were actually excited to work with me. On top of that, you attract other opportunities. I've had a fantastic opportunity recently where I'm now also the host of the Icons of Real Estate podcast. So I have a completely new audience to work with as well. You never know who is listening. And by you committing to showing up each week, every single week, this is going to build on the know and trust factor. You don't know who you're going to be introduced to throughout your journey, and you have no idea of the opportunities that will come to you that you might not have even been looking for. So whatever your story is, whatever your target audience is, there are people out there that need to hear your message. Remember, it's a marathon and not a sprint. Another common concern is, I don't have the time or the resources to invest. Attraction marketing is free. Yes, it will take your time. However, as I've said in previous episodes, you have so much content available from one episode. You can use part of your episode as your story even. The snippet can be used to build on the like factor. So you already have your offer, just keep putting it out there. It doesn't have to take you much time every day. I spend 30 minutes every single day on social media growing my audience. I spend probably another 30 minutes just adding the posts. That's an hour I spend every single day looking to grow my audience for my podcast and social media and putting out the posts to be used for this attraction marketing method. The money side of it, yes, there is a cost to having a podcast, to host it, to use the tools that I need to create the snippets or the other assets, but it really is minimal. The return is massive. In the beginning, I didn't even edit my episode. That came at a later date. I used my real raw recordings and that was it. As you progress, you can improve on things and add things into your process. It's all about being intentional with your content and your message. So start small. Maybe it's just one episode a week or even bi-weekly where you focus on providing value and addressing your audience's pain points. And then the alternate week, you could interview. That way you're being introduced to a new audience. So it's a win. Start small and then over time, these small efforts compound and you will start to see results. Attraction marketing transformed my podcast and my business because I got over the fear of judgment, the fear of posting too often, thinking that I was annoying people. I got over all of that and I believe that it can do the same for you. It's not about the quick wins or overnight success. It's about building the trust, providing value, and your expertise will naturally draw people to you. Now, if you're ready to attract your ideal client through a podcast, I challenge you to implement just one of the strategies that I've discussed today. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Podcast Profits Unleashed. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review and share it with someone who might benefit from this message. And if you're ready to take your podcast to the next level, go to podcastprofitsunleashed.com/free and find out how you can show up and shine on your guest appearances. And if you want to book a call, then find out how podcasting can help grow your business, then get in touch. Until next time, keep podcasting with purpose and keep unleashing those profits.
Thank you for listening to today's episode on the Podcast Profits Unleashed podcast. If you're a coach, consultant, therapist, or healer who would like to drive sales whilst having fun podcasting, head over to podcastprofitsunleashed.com/free and find out how you can turn your podcast into a sales machine. We'll see you on the next episode.